His name was not on the building, but he owned it. Each month, he received a bag of cash for providing the plant with protection from its competitors. Each week, my grandmother would come here for meat until our freezer at home was full. You see, Mr. Jenkins, when my grandfather was freed from Stalin's gulags, he came here to Irkutsk and built his business with men from inside those gulags, men loyal to him who hated the communist government. My father used to tell me stories about coming here as a boy, about seeing these slabs of meat. Thousands of them, he would say, all hanging from hooks. He loved to watch the conveyor belt in motion, hear it hum and shake as it pulled the meat along the track to the parked trucks in the bays. He told me he loved the simple efficiency of the operation. That is what my father taught me about business. He would say to me, "Malenkaya princesa, little princess. Simplicity is efficiency. Your profit margins will be higher for it, and your blood pressure lower." A thin smile, wistful. I loved my father as much, if not more, than any girl, and I passed his advice on to my son. I wanted my son to possess this same wisdom when it was his time to run the family business. Do you know what else I taught him? Jenkins spit, then rolled his head to the right so he could better see her. Attractive, well put together, not tall like his wife Alex, maybe 5'5" or 6 at most, built like a gymnast. Light brown hair fell softly to her shoulders. Elegant, that's how he would describe her, though maybe her beauty was just a contrast to the savagery surrounding them. Fine Slavic features, oval face and eyes, blue, maybe green. Her skin, what he could see anyway, was the color of weak tea, her nose thin and straight, as were her teeth. Wealthy. He could tell not just from her appearance, but from the car in which she arrived. A black Russian Gaz Tiger, which looked like an American Humvee, probably $250,000. 4-wheel drive, bulletproof windows, tires that don't deflate, secure. Jenkins spit again, and this time formed the words to answer a question. "How to treat a woman?" he said. Her face soured, her eyes shifted. The blow to Jenkins's ribs was fast and hard. He felt only a dull pain. His punishers knew how to throw a punch, how to turn their shoulders and hips to deliver maximum force. Boxers, likely. The woman stepped closer. She stared into his eyes. She didn't flinch at his battered appearance. She understood and was familiar with violence. I taught him to be deliberate, to be careful, as my father taught me. I taught him to never leave behind evidence. Should have taught him how to treat a woman. We wouldn't be here if you had. Jenkins braced for another blow, but the woman's eyes shifted to his punishers and she shook her head. Perhaps, she said in a peculiar moment of honesty. My son was too much like his father. He inherited his ill temper and his lust for the wrong women. But he was my son. Do you have a son, Mr. Jenkins? Jenkins thought of Alex and their son CJ, their daughter Lizzie. This was not supposed to end this way. He had expected to enter Russia this final time anonymously and leave the same way. In and out before the Russian FSB, the successor to the KGB, ever knew he had been there, his handler Matt Lamore said. Jenkins had screwed up. He'd cared. He should have just walked away. I'm not married. Another smile. You are a very good liar, but your FSB profile says otherwise. Born in New Jersey. A Vietnam veteran. America's Afghanistan, no? Central Intelligence officer stationed in Mexico City, though only for a short time. Then you disappeared. You did not resurface until decades later in Moscow, asking to be a double agent. A ruse you somehow survived. You returned to Moscow a second time and managed to free a woman from Lefortovo prison, which I must tell you is impressive. No one who enters Lefortovo leaves. So you are a man of courage, principle, morals, ethics. Jenkins grunted. Doesn't do me much good now, does it? Married to Alex Hart, also once a CIA analyst, she continued.